Gordo has the wireless now. Out with the golfers. Come in, Gordo.
I do, yes. This has to be one of the loudest remotes we've ever done. Yeah. There's so much activity in this room. So many golfers.
A lot of activity.
Getting ready. How you doing, sir? What's your name?
Bob from Coppell.
Oh, hey, I remember that, boys. Look at that. Bob Sturm, how are you? What are you doing out here? You here for golf?
No, I heard you guys were here. I've always wanted to see you live.
You just come in for a Muser remote.
Yeah, just so I wanted a koozie. You guys have any koozies left?
I think we do. There's the ticket merch table over there.
Okay, all I saw was 1,700 koozies, so is that okay?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They're that old?
They might be, yeah. A little bit.
We haven't been on that signal in, 10 years?
It's a good one, though.
Mm-hmm.
Of all our signals, it's one of my top 5.
Who are you playing with today?
Jim Quirk.
Sorry.
No, he's good.
Jim. Oh, yeah, it's good. It's Bob. Bob's not good. Does the whole thing.
Joining us now is Jim Quirk.
Yeah, it's great. The greatness of,
Yep.
Well, thank you, Bob.
Thank you.
Wow, we're live from Planet Bob now.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. Let's see. How you doing, ma'am?
Hi.
What's your name?
My name's Kristen Summer.
Kristen Summer. Did you know Bob Sturm is here?
I don't know who that is.
I broadcast on 1700. You wouldn't know him. You wouldn't know him. What do you do?
I do plaintiff funding.
What's that?
Plaintiff funding. I give out cash advances to personal injury victims.
She's
I see. So you're with Mullen and Mullen?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now, do you know anything about the awards that they're going to be handing out?
I don't, but they look pretty cool.
Will you tell me what this trophy is of?
A toilet. I'm excited to see who wins that one.
It's an open toilet.
Open
Last
toilet.
place, I guess.
Okay. It's for most honest is what it says here. So I guess that means last place.
Most honest. They have to admit that they did not well.
Where'd you go to school?
For undergrad, I went to FIU in Miami, and for my master's, I went to NYU in New York.
Oh, NYU.
Florida
Oh, that's
International.
very cool. Yeah, that's right up my alley. And where'd you get the Hello Kitty tattoo?
On St. Mark's Place in New York.
And was there any alcohol involved in
Lots
that
of.
decision? That'll happen from time to time. Is that the only one you got?
It is not. I have some others.
How many others would you say?
2 others, yes.
2 others? Were they more thought out than the Hello Kitty one, or they were
A bit.
impromptu?
A bit more thought out, yes.
What's the most meaningful of all of them?
I don't think any of them have meaning. They're just cute.
Tell her my nephew has a Hello Kitty tattoo.
George's nephew has a Hello Kitty tattoo.
And we call him Bucci.
But his name is Bucci. I don't know why I'm being told in my ear to tell you that, but that was important at one time
minds
as
think
we
alike.
as we stand in front of a bunch of toilets here discussing this. So NYU, what are they? What's their mascot?
I don't remember.
Every college is supposed to have, are they the Tigers or the
FIU's the Golden
Owls?
Panthers.
I don't even remember.
FIU's the Panthers, right?
It's the Panthers, yes. Yeah. I went to their football game, so that I would remember. So.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Summer, right?
Ask her if she
Kristen
remembers
Summer.
T.Y.
Kristen
Hilton.
Summer. Do you remember T.Y. Hilton?
T.Y. Hilton.
Yeah.
He played
Who's
at
T.Y.
FIU.
Hilton?
He played at FIU.
Oh, he played at FIU. What did he play?
Receiver, returner.
He was receiver and returner.
Played
for
in the
FIU.
NFL.
Did you were into football while you were there?
I went to one game.
No.
Okay, well, thanks for your time.
All right, thank you.
All right, go down here. She was very suspicious of our broadcasting.
Everything.
Yeah. Okay, now here's some more tattoos. This is what we're talking about. How you doing, ma'am?
Hi, good. How are you?
I couldn't help but notice your tattoos.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, because you're not wearing sleeves, but you have very impressive tattoos.
That's not a requirement.
Yeah, what?
I said I hope sleeves is not a requirement.
No, not at all. Not at all. So tell me, how many tattoos do you have?
Honestly, I don't know. Probably 15.
Okay.
I would guess. Because I have some that are, not showing, that I forget about behind my back and stuff.
And what was the first one that you got?
My first one, actually, it was for my ex-boyfriend, and it has been covered up, but it was lyrics from, our song.
Oh, no. And what was your song?
It's a song, an emo song from Keen, the band Keen from...
So everything's changing, everybody's changing?
Yes, actually.
Was that the song?
Yes, that's incredible. Good for you.
Thank you very much.
Tell her you don't have a song.
I don't have a song. Why did I have to tell her that?
Well,
I'm sorry. I got Jesus is speaking in my ear. It's very odd. But what is this over here? It's like a cat that has some sort of skin disease.
Well, so I love like traditional Japanese art, so I have a lot of Japanese tattoos, and so this is a traditional Japanese cat with like a dragon on the inside of it.
Okay.
Skin disease works too, though.
Is it weird if a guy has like what used to be called a tramp stamp tattoo?
I would say that's an interesting conversation starter.
Yeah, because I have that.
Yeah?
Yeah, it says aim here.
Oh,
my God.
Yeah, well, that is...
Poor, I know. I was really drunk when I got it.
Are you a comedian?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I'm actually an AM broadcaster.
Oh, okay.
It's about as far from comedian as you can get.
Aim here. I like that. I might have to steal that.
Are you playing today?
I am not. I'm one of the hosts, actually, so one of the sponsors.
Oh,
so
good.
we'll be out, hanging out at a hole, giving people sunscreen, liquid IV, and a high five, whatever.
You work in the skin medical profession or something?
No, we're actually a neurology group. So we see like concussion patients, traumatic brain injuries, and stuff like
Oh,
that.
neurology. I thought you said nephrology for some
Oh,
reason.
no, that's interesting, but no, neurology.
Okay.
Yeah.
Neurology. And what is a closed head injury?
A closed head injury?
And why have I been diagnosed with that?
I'm interested to hear more about that. Yeah.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you later on. What do you know this guy with the camera?
I don't, but
Yeah, he's doing something over there. All right, thanks for your time.
thank you.
All right. How you doing, sir?
Good, man. How you doing?
What's the story?
Trying not to.
It's a pretty good story.
Yeah,
All right,
I'm
thanks for your time.
I'm trying to cuss. Is what I'm trying to do. So,
All right, no, it's fine. It's fine. You're fine. Thank you, sir.
Oh, it's loud out there.
Jeez Louise. Everyone's... Let's see if I can
Do one more.
Okay. Let's just do... Hey, what's happening?
Oh, doing well. How about yourself?
What kind of car did you drive in?
What kind of car?
Yeah, did you drive in?
It was a Sierra Denali,
Oh, good. Congratulations.
so I could carry my clubs all the way to the, doing poorly, I guess.
All right, how old were you when you lost your virginity?
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, 18.
All right. Congratulations. Have a good round.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Okay, a lot of odd exchanges there. There's Gordo with the wireless.
You know, that was my first girlfriend's name, Sierra Denali.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sierra Denali.
Sounds kind of hot.
All right, way to go, Gordo.
The best tasting sausage in America. Now available at your local grocer.
I had just read or readed
Don't put it in chlorine,
Pool.
you idiot.
the Anthony
I thought
Edwards
it cleaned the sides.
the Anthony Edwards quote on Kyrie Irving after Game 7. I'd read that a bunch leading up to yesterday, but I had not heard it. And when I saw Kyrie post-game talking about how it motivated him, which we'll play here in a second, I went back and fished around trying to find the real audio. I'm like, what was the context of it? What all was said? Because it sounds like just in the middle, out of nowhere, Ant-Man's like, hey, I got Kyrie.
Oh,
What's up now?
Hi, Anthony. Wow, Anthony Edwards joining us live at the table.
So you guys tell me how bad this actually was after Game 7 when Minnesota beat Denver.
Hey, look, we appreciate you. We're happy for you. We're looking forward to getting to Minneapolis this week and watching the first two games of this series against the Dallas Mavericks. Early thoughts on playing the Mavs?
It's going to be fun, man. You know, my matchup going to be Kyrie, so that's going to be fun. We're going to see what I can do versus him.
Appreciate your time. Go Dogs.
Yes, sir.
My matchup is going to be against Kyrie. It's going to be fun. We'll see what I can do.
That's so innocuous.
Okay, had you heard that?
No, I hadn't heard it.
But when you read about it, weren't you like, oh, he's like, Kyrie, let's go.
Yeah, because the way it is attributed when you see it in print, it's I got Kyrie.
Right.
Like, I'm going to shut him down.
And so going back, and it just goes to show how little these guys need for motivation.
Yeah, I was going to say, are we new here? Where they literally make anything up in their head to find something.
This was nothing. Yet here is Kyrie after the game.
Kyrie, you at home minding your business the other night.
Yeah, what about it?
You with your beautiful family just chilling, probably having a nice meal, and then the young fella says, I got Kyrie.
Pause it there. He never even said, I got Kyrie.
He said,
my matchup is Kyrie. Coach has told me basically that's it. And not, I got Kyrie. Okay, go ahead.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
And he said it again. He said, I got Kyrie.
No, he didn't.
That's the most aggressive you've been in a long time.
Yes, sir.
I know that had to irk you a little bit.
Use it as a motivation. When I was sitting at home and I saw it, I was like, it's just a nod of respect, and then also I knew what type of game it was going to be Game 1 and also for the rest of the series. So you're right. I was at home with my family watching Game 7.
You just minding your own business.
And then Ant comes out and says, I got Kyrie, but also that's a no-fear mentality, and that's why we love Ant. So coming out tonight, I knew that he was going to pressure me a little bit, but I knew that they were coming off a Game 7, grueling game, so they're
So, yeah.
I mean, I think from Kyrie's comments, you can tell that he knows it wasn't
right
the way Chuck is selling it. He's trying to feed the Chuck narrative and saying, yeah, I felt challenged, but, it's just recognizing game and, respect to Ant, and he's a great player, whatever.
Yeah, but it's so nothing.
It's so nothing.
It is. But these guys are looking for the smallest margins. Just the smallest little thing to get them to practice a little bit harder, to watch a little more film. And if someone just says, I think my matchup is going to be Kyrie Irving, I'm not sure, but Coach kind of mentioned that to me.
We'll see how I can do.
Yeah, like, what did he say? What did that guy say about me?
Now, are we allowed to say that he can't guard Kyrie at all?
Of course.
Well, I mean, that's why he was gassed.
I just mean, we could put a montage together, and maybe I will because I'm bored with just Anthony, talking all this a little bit, just because everyone's like, no, he can get him. He's just a little tired from Denver. He can't stay in front of Kyrie. That's a horrible matchup.
No, and I think that if you switch him off to Luka, that's again a horrible matchup. It is. It's terrible.
Which again was the original design of this entire thing. Is what if you put Kyrie and Luka together? Could they make some magic in a way where it's just not very likely an opponent is going to have a number of options? Which, again, if we may basically be fair about things, I think you could go back to Oklahoma City and say they did a great job.
Oh, my God, yes.
Kyrie never really got going.
Unbelievable
which
job.
was mostly Williams, one of them, the starting one,
right,
and also Jaden, right,
and then Lou Dort,
and then Lou Dort on Luka, and I would say moving forward, Oklahoma City would be like, okay, they beat us, but in the years to come, we may be as equipped to at least defend those two as nearly anybody. Oh, I know what I wanted to say about Oklahoma City. Do you know what Oklahoma City is away from running the NBA? Derek Lively.
Yeah.
And you know who the Mavs traded with to get Derek Lively? Oklahoma City. Sam Presti has pitched a perfect game for like a decade straight. I wonder how insane Derek Lively makes him, because as you look back at that 2023 draft, they're sitting there with Derek Lively, the one piece they don't have. And clearly it makes more sense now. But now they got to live with him for the next 10 years in a Mavericks uniform maybe.
Oh, yeah.
And they got to look at him and say, we're trying to find our version of Derek Lively, when in reality you helped the Mavs get him and actually gave them a pick and took a bad contract to make it all happen.
Yeah, dude.
Like, they don't need Cason Wallace. He's nice.
Cason Wallace is just like seven other guys on that team.
That's right. He's redundant. Whereas Derek Lively, that might be all they need with their current roster to win a couple titles.
So
isn't that crazy?
Last cut here, whenever Anthony Edwards said, I was just tired. I just was so tired out there, and maybe I'll get my legs back. Maybe we'll get them back here for Game 2. The TNT crew did not take this well.
Every single one of us had played a tough Game 7.
Yes.
And had to turn around and play Game 1 and the emotional energy and not the physical, the emotional, mental energy. Chuck, you said before Game 7 it took you 2 days, you couldn't sleep. Then you come back with only a day of rest. Emotionally, they weren't here. I don't know if it wasn't physically. I just think emotionally. We'll see what happens in Game 2. Human nature was real today.
Yeah, I disagree with that. I don't think it had
that's happened to me. I've been on teams.
No. You know what you call that, Kenny?
What's that?
We call that an excuse. We try to get to the
No,
final.
listen. That's never happened.
They should. It has, but you know what? I go back and say no excuses.
No, we're not saying there's no excuses. I'm saying, but that's human nature. And you say Game 2, we cannot have human nature fighters. But it's happened to you. Have it ever happened to you?
Yeah, but not here, not in this situation.
I
also don't think it was that. Like, Game 1, no way.
And actually, that's the point I was going to make.
At the crib,
I think number one, I think it's disrespect to Kyrie and Luka. They just kicked their ass. That's so good. They just did it, man. Kyrie came out and says, "Okay, you want me? You got me." So I think it's unfair to say that to Kyrie and Luka. But also, Shaq, your point is on, Hans, that you can have a letdown on the road because the other team's been resting, and then they can come. Like I said, but not at home. This place was jumping.
Here's the thing, though. We keep saying they've been resting. They played Saturday. They played Sunday. Like it's one,
they played Sunday.
Yeah, it was one extra day. Yeah. Like it wasn't like they've been sitting since Wednesday.
So that's why I said,
I'm glad Draymond brought that up.
Thank you.
This wasn't the Stars and Oilers. There is a gap.
Right.
There is a 2-day, 3-day gap, 2.5, 3-day gap there between games. But for the Mavs and the T-Wolves, 1 day. 1 day, that's it. And they looked, or one guy at least, the most athletic guy on their team looked like he had it.
And the T-Wolves, they ran with a short bench too. I mean, you have a short bench in the playoffs, but the Mavericks at least got a few minutes out of Hardy and Exum just to keep guys fresh.
Yeah.
And so I wonder if Minnesota's going to try to at least extend their bench a little bit just to mitigate some of that exhaustion.
It's amazing how little trust head coaches have in their bench, especially guys that are 7 through 10 when it comes to the playoffs. I mean, it's just like, look, thanks for your 16 minutes all year long, every single game.
Right.
I can't put you on the floor for 1 minute. Not 1 minute. You're going to screw things up, and I know you will. Every team's that way.
Yeah.
They had 7 DNPs last night.
Even our poor
Hello?
Tiger Woods.
Oh, hi, Music.
Hi, Tiger.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing, I guess, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't do so well at golf recently.
No. You missed the cut at the PGA Championship.
I did. And not only that, but I didn't win the PGA Championship.
That too.
Oh, yeah, you
It's
can't.
I just can't believe that. It's so sad. Who is this guy that won it? Who is Zoolander Shoffley?
Xander?
Yeah, whatever his name is, it's weird. Why can't he have a normal name like Tiger or Eldridge?
Well, he's been around for a while. He got his first major win. It was a nice story.
Well, you know what? I've won this tournament like 4 times.
Yeah.
And he's only won it 1 time.
Yep.
I won the Masters 5 times.
Yep.
Zoolander, he's won it none times.
That's right.
Kind of childish, but yeah.
So I don't want to hear about this so-called Xander Sanders Shoffley.
Well, I mean, he is kind of the name of the moment.
Yeah.
I missed the cut. I'm so embarrassed by that.
Well, don't be embarrassed. It happens.
I also tied Michael Block. Blowhard Club Pro. You know your career's done when you can't beat him.
Yeah, not a bad point.
It doesn't mean it's over.
It's horrible. This is horrible news. So the bad news is I missed the cut. The good news is Phil missed the cut.
Yes.
There you go.
That was the greatest thing that happened. Phil missed the cut. He's got to be so embarrassed. Oh, I bet I couldn't even win the Mullen & Mullen Open these days.
Oh, wow. I don't know.
Surely you could.
They'd
It's a
love to have
scramble.
you, I'm sure.
Yeah, I may be there next year. I know you guys were on site yesterday, so.
Yeah, we couldn't call.
Oh, I'm so depressed. It's the kind of depression that can only be cured by Waffle House waitresses and stoplight Xanax.
No, don't do that again, Tiger.
I have a history.
Yeah, you kind of do, but don't do that.
And Scotty Scheffler joins the club, huh?
Well, yeah, I guess.
The Golf Mug Shot Club. Welcome, Scotty.
Yeah, sure enough.
You'll be getting your mug shot jacket soon.
There's no such thing.
Yeah, so he joins a club. It's a pretty exclusive club of pro golfers who have mug shots. Me, John Daly, Byron Nelson.
Okay, Byron Nelson does not have a mug shot.
Who else? Angel Cabrera does.
Yeah, he does.
And Jose Maria Olazabal.
Yeah, he does.
But did you see the charges? I mean, Scotty, he dragged that officer like 15 feet, they say.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Drove 15 feet with a crying officer on his hood beating the windshield.
I don't know if he was crying.
Can you imagine if I had done that?
Well,
yeah, it might not have been a good ending.
I would have dragged that officer 20 feet because I can outdrive Scotty Scheffler.
Come on.
You know who I wish were still alive? To see Scotty Scheffler drive officers around on the hood of his car.
Who's that?
Yeah.
The currently deceased bloated, barnacled, humpback whale of a human who, when he was still pre-dead, once got so erectioned up for serving a female period cave that he put an ad in an Indianapolis newspaper classified section soliciting a landlord in some severely Asianed up place where he could rent a German uniform and a bazooka and troll the local opium dens and art and crafts fairs, sniffing around the ground for a scent of oriental middle schmerz. So while all the Korean Germans were battling all the Chinese Italians on the deck of the Lusitania, he could pick up the trail of what smelled like a Thai ovulator who presented with a whiff of fast food and consent so he could chase after her as she entered a gondola. So he ran up the mountain and got on top just as he saw her enter the back of a pantomime horse costume and begin to race across the Himalayan Everglades while Earl followed in an airboat featuring Marlboro graphics, and he chased her, the fake horse, into an improvised circus tent in the back of a barn in Iowa where he ripped the horse costume off of her and quickly secured her signed and enthusiastic consent, and then he bent her over a barrel in a marital fashion and began undulating in an uncoordinated fashion until pleasure overtook him and he convulsed in some protoplasm into her waiting discharge-rich meat well until 9 months later she squatted in the breakfast cereal aisle of a foreign auto parts store and fired out a 15-time major-winning hydrant-destroying serial wife cheater who's better than Xander Shoffley.
Holy cow.
Had to get a shot in at Xander at the end.
He says hi.
Okay. Better luck next time, Tiger.
Bye,
Bye-bye. We'll see you.
The Himalayan Everglades.
There goes Tiger.
Bob Challenge at beautiful Colonial Country Club in Fort Worth. We're on the 10 Fairway Patriots Outpost tent. The ticket's going to be camped out here all day long. And right now, out with the fans with the wireless is Gordo. Come in.
Hey, yes, you have me. How you doing, sir?
Good. You want an interview?
No, yeah. Just
His name is Lightning.
Lightning. What's your last name?
Bolt or Bowles? So Ben Coles playing right. Ben Coles,
Yeah.
God's son, right here.
Oh, that's your godson is Ben Coles. He's a
Right,
golfer.
Right.
Okay.
Came in second at the Byron.
What do you do for a living? Lightning?
Whatever I want.
What?
Whatever I want to do.
Oh, you're retired?
Not tired.
No, okay. You got a lot of shtick.
See you, buddy.
Okay, thank you. How you doing, ma'am? Gordon Keith of the Ticket.
You guys had zero chemistry.
Why? What are you walking away for? Come here.
No, I'm just following this group. It's okay.
Oh, listen to the accent. Where are you from?
Scotland.
Scotland.
Yeah.
Same here. Keith, yeah.
Yeah.
Donator Castle. Donator Castle. You ever heard of that?
Where?
On the North Sea. That was the Keith Castle.
Ah, there you are.
Yeah, the Earl of Marshall, 7th Earl of Marshall was my great-great-great-grandfather. But anyway, so are you with a golfer? Like, are you a husband or wife of a golfer?
I'm a
That was
partner
kind
of a
of
golfer.
awkwardly worded. Sorry about
That's
that.
all right. I'm following Robert McIntyre.
Robert McIntyre, is that your boyfriend?
It is indeed, yeah.
How long you been going out with him?
A couple of years.
How many years?
A couple of years.
Couple of years. Where'd you meet him?
Scotland.
Scotland. Whereabouts in Scotland?
We're from near the same area, so he's from Oban in Scotland.
Oban in Scotland. Okay. And has he proposed to you yet? Do you think if he wins the Colonial, he'll propose to you?
No.
Tell her
don't
I
think
went
so?
to
Why not?
Scotland this last December.
George went to Scotland this past summer.
December.
Sorry, this past December. He's a guy I work with. His name is George.
Have you been to Scotland?
I have been to Scotland, yes. Glasgow.
Yeah, yeah.
And Edinburgh.
Yeah, nice
Yeah.
places. Yeah.
Did the whatever it is? What is it? The Royal Mile there? Oh, is he right there? Oh, that's him. Oh, sorry. We need to quit talking. So that's him.
What's
right
he
there.
got? What's he got to the green?
That's who? Oh, never heard of him. I'm not a big golf guy.
He's even par.
Lightning. He's at even par. So, how long has your boyfriend been a professional golfer?
5 years.
5 years. The Scottish accent is one of the greatest accents of all time. Do you agree?
Absolutely.
What do you think's one of the worst? Outside of my own.
I don't know.
What's an accent you hate?
Say Wisconsin.
Probably Wisconsin.
I don't know. I can't differentiate between states here.
Obviously. Yeah. What about like Canadian accents? They're annoying, aren't they?
Never been to Canada.
Oh, you haven't? They say like instead of saying about, they say about. And plus they're like annoyingly passive aggressive. What's that?
Is this for like a radio?
Yeah, we're live on the radio in Dallas right now.
Nice to talk to you.
Have you studied the Kennedy assassination?
No.
Do you know who killed John F. Kennedy?
No.
You don't know the name of the assassin?
I can't. I remember studying it, but I can't remember the name.
Lee Harvey Oswald?
I'm gonna. No, I can't remember that one.
No, that's not his name. That's just kind of a sign-off that I give.
Wow, her boyfriend was 8th at the PGA
Your boyfriend was
Championship.
8th in the PGA Championship.
He's a promising
Did you know that?
player.
Did, yeah.
He's a promising new player, in my opinion.
He's good. Yeah.
He's very good. He
won some Mad Skrilla.
Mad Skrilla at that event.
What's that?
Like money.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was good.
Are you in charge of the finances in the household?
No.
You guys live together?
Mostly, yeah. Yeah.
Right. He went to McNeese
He went
State.
to McNeese State.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of McNeese State.
Lake Charles.
That's where Joe
Lake
Dumars
Charles.
went.
Yeah.
That's where Joe Dumars went.
It's his birthday
There you go.
today.
It's his birthday today. Yeah, he's like 61 or something like that. Do you guys want to have like Scottish children?
Maybe one day.
Or maybe
Anyway,
different
nice-
children,
nice
American
to
children?
talk to you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, she's at it with you.
Okay,
Hung in there for a while.
We
though.
ran into a player's significant other. I'd say that's quite a find.
Yeah.
Let me ask
pretty
this
cool.
person. Are you married to a PGA golfer?
No, not anymore.
Okay, thank you. I'll ask this young man here.
Anymore?
How you doing, sir?
Doing great.
What's your name?
Chase Hatfield.
How old are you, Chase?
I'm 14.
14. Are you a golfer?
Yes, sir.
You are? Who's your favorite golfer out here? Who do the young people...
I like Scheffler. I'm going over to walk to see him.
Bandwagoner.
Uh-oh. Yeah, do you... Did you, like, you collect Scotty Scheffler type stuff? You know, he's coming out with his signature line of handcuffs and all that stuff?
Okay.
No, I haven't.
Oh, did you hear about his arrest?
I did, yes.
Yeah. What do you think about that? You think they're bogus charges?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. You got to fight the man, don't you?
Definitely.
Yeah. Which one's the man in this case? Is it the police or the rich white guy? It's a tough one, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's tough. So, how long have you been playing golf?
I just kind of started up like this year and last year, but I mean, I've been playing like whatever.
Does your dad play golf too?
He does.
Is he pretty good, or are you already better than him?
He's pretty good.
Ask him where he likes to hack it around.
Where do you like to hack it around? You have a favorite course?
Well, I'm gonna go at Colonial after they finish.
Oh, really? That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to Colonial, but lately I've been like at Rivercrest and Shady Oaks and all them.
Oh,
And,
Shady Oaks.
What's your handicap right now?
I don't have one,
Oh, yeah.
but probably up in the 20s.
Tell him to drive for show and putt for dough.
I'll give you a piece of advice, a little golf advice. Drive for
show,
and
putt for dough.
for dough. You into baking and things like that?
Okay.
Good. All right. Well, thank you, Chase. Appreciate it.
All right.
You want to give a shout out to your friends, or you have a girlfriend yet?
I'm talking to someone.
Okay, so that's a good
Right,
first
talking
step.
to someone.
Yeah.
Talking to someone. Okay. How long you been talking to her?
Like 3 weeks right now.
All right. It's happening. All
Okay.
right, Chase, you got it going on, man. All right, cool, man.
We call that groundwork.
Take care. All right. Chase is slaying.
Playing golf, talking to a girl.
Yeah,
the girls.
about to join Colonial.
3 weeks.
It's all happening for him.
Man.
All right. No one else here.
Okay. Well, good job, Gordo.
Hey, thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Back
you
to
from the
guys.
fairways of.
And now, here are your hosts, Sean Bass and David Mino.
On NBC this fall.
Sweet spot.
Ham.
You know what?
I love him so much.
Summer Chill. We're doing a 5-part harmony
Of bloop, beep, boop, and a die.
No, of Chili Dog.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sucking on chili dog.
Yeah.
What's that from?
Oh, the internet.
Yeah, it's about the Cold War. It might be.
Leave the guy alone.
He likes it now. He embraces
One
it.
mistake.
It's fun.
I can't really hear anybody here.
Yeah,
I can hear the station.
I really can't either. We're
Like,
just
what's
kind of
going
dealing
on with
it.
that?
Things are tough.
He's
in the D.
trying.
Okay, now we're
We're good.
Now we're making progress.
All right, sweet spot. We are at the Charles Schwab
Too much
Challenge on a Friday.
Schwab.
So shout out to the good folks at Charles Schwab.
Is Charles Schwab alive?
Yeah, I met him earlier. I call him Chuck. Good dude. Old Chucky, yeah.
I think you know.
And 3 o'clock.
He is
Hamster
and
Boney.
It blows my mind every time I think about that.
Thank you, Mino. Eatsy's Market and Bakery, GiveMeTheVin.com. Corby brings you Comedy Genius Monty.
I think he's 80 something, and I think he lives on Pebble Beach. Who knew? But yeah, when I found out he was alive, I kind of thought he was alive during the Depression.
I thought you guys put him in the Trifecta Lakes a couple weeks
Schwab?
ago. No, he's
No.
Is he in the hole?
He beat you out for a job at ESPN.
We think no, that's Stump the Schwab. Charles Schwab and Stump the Schwab are two different people.
He is 86 in worth and gorgeous. $10.6 billion according to Forbes.
Dang.
It's a lot
More
of
than
money.
you, Bob.
Good old Chuck.
Is Forbes still alive?
Like Jim Forbes?
Fred Forbes.
Steve Torbs. Did I introduce Ham yet? I don't know.
Yeah, he did it all.
Oh, okay.
Here's Monty.
All right, well, there is the hard line. They are out there mid-golf.
You can expect this kind of gold for the rest of the afternoon.
We got Bob, Corby, and Dave. Today is May
Bob.
24th, the 145th day of 2024. 221 days left in the year. On this date in 1899, the first auto repair shop opened in Boston. And they overcharged them by 3 shillings. Right,
Okay.
guys?
Is that a Kurt Schilling joke?
No. He's no laughing matter. In 1935, we had the first ever Major League Baseball game to be played at night as the
Never
Cincinnati
worked.
Reds beat the Phillies.
You can't see.
It'll never work.
Can't see.
It's too dark.
Oh, wow, now I can. What are those? In the year 1961, a group of Freedom Riders were arrested after arriving at a bus terminal in Jackson, Mississippi, and charged with breaching the peace in designated areas.
You know, we don't need to, every time we hear the word Freedom Rider, L4G, think of Maud.
Well, you do you.
What about Lady Godiva, though?
True.
And you do you, because Maud's coming in my mind every time.
Gross.
Ugh.
So to speak.
On your face. In 1969, the Beatles' Get Back single went #1 and stayed #1 for 5 weeks.
Get back, you don't know me like that.
Great song. Would hold up in today's rock and roll world. Like,
Yeah.
that's a great rock and roll song that's timeless.
Ludacris covered it.
Yeah. Yeah, what if they just decided to take a left turn back in 69 and just throw out the...
back, mother. You don't know me like that.
Jeez, the Beatles have really...
You like that Ludacris commercial, by the way? The State Farm one?
Yeah, why not?
I think it's funny.
He looks
Kinda
small.
He's tiny.
How
He's
tall
like
is he?
5'6". He's always been.
Well, you know,
not
it's
that
about
small.
the Cold War.
It's dad humor.
The ticket's own Ludacris.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I'm right about that.
No, you're not at all.
No.
Said I was pretty sure. And I
At
was.
all.
I was pretty sure.
I'm going to leave. You mean roll out? No.
On this date in 1970, British guitarist Peter Green quit Fleetwood Mac to rejoin a religious cult.
Really good move because, you know.
Yeah.
What'd they ever do?
Yeah, like you look at the net worth of Fleetwood Mac
Cheating
now.
on each other.
It's like $400 million each.
And they all broke up. They hated each other.
You know that the guitar that Peter Green played is like the most expensive guitar ever bought.
Does Jim Irsay own it?
Oh no, Kirk Hammett
him
from
out.
Metallica owns it.
Okay.
Still in Metallica, by the way.
Yeah.
Good, Lando.
Can I say something that I think is bullshit?
So
on
Peter Green, pretty influential. That's all I'm saying. So you can go crap on him all you want.
No, yeah, he's a huge deal. In 2022, this is no laughing matter, Mr. Man.
Very
19
serious.
children and 2 teachers were shot and killed at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde.
I don't
Way to go, Corby.
Why do
I'll
you have
get
to do that?
Uvalde in a minute.
That was before Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they
That's the
think down there,
pregame?
too, yeah.
Yeah, it happened like right before the pregame. It was a really awkward pregame show we had. Remember that?
Steve Kerr had quite some thoughts before
he
that
did.
game.
He did.
And then Kevon Looney had like 19 and 13 against us.
Sports.
He wasn't honoring the memory.
Not at all. P1 birthdays today. Friday. The Ticket Twins want to congratulate their P1 cousin Chad on the birth of his twin boys, Bowen and Beckham. Future backup Ticket Twins. May they grow into good P1s who also respond to their parents with no bitch. That from Peyton.
Okay.
All right, birthdays today.
Okay.
Turning
The other twin.
86. It's Tommy Chong's birthday.
86?
Cheech and Chong.
And gorgeous.
Did you have him as Charles Schwab's age?
No.
And could they have just switched spots in life and ended up in the same place?
I mean, there was probably a time in the 70s where the net worth of Tommy Chong was more than Charles Schwab.
I'm going to say no.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
No.
If we were
Maybe
playing,
by mid-70s, that's when Schwab really took hold.
If we're playing Alive or Dead, I probably would have said Dead.
So you're saying the mid-'70s is when rich people started?
No. When his fund or whatever became but think about it. That was
changed
50,
to Wall Street, Bob, and you can find the
I'll
story at
say
50 years
schwabgolf.com.
ago when he was 35, Tommy Chong was about as big as you could get.
I'll say Schwab never had to make his own meal. I'll say the...
So you think he came from money?
It's probably a safe guess. It doesn't mean it's true, but if I had to wager a guess, I
So
would
he
say...
didn't bootstrap it, is what you're saying.
I would say there's a
came
chance
from,
he got a break or two in early life.
Sperm.
Or he might have sold lemonade out on his driveway and
True.
built $10 billion.
His father was a lawyer in Yolo County, which sounds badass.
Heck yeah.
That does. Sounds like the best county.
Well, thanks for that update.
We're still
it
on
moving.
the air.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
Justin?
got to be more about his life we can get to. I'm just waiting.
No, drive the train.
All right, Bob Dylan's 83. Patti LaBelle is 80. Priscilla Presley, 79.
There was a time.
Nice beaver.
And
Nice
it's not,
beaver indeed.
And that time is not now.
She just had it
She's
stuffed.
79. Yeah.
Thank you.
She's been stuffed.
Turning 77 today, Albert Bouchard, the drummer for the Blue Oyster Cult.
Look at Scotty making a
The
run.
cowbell guy? Gotta be.
No,
right?
they had a
Ding,
separate
ding,
cowbell
ding,
guy.
ding.
That guy died early on in heroin.
Yeah.
Alfred Molina, 71, the actor, Doc Ock. Doug Jones is 64. He plays the Baron in What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh, that guy's great.
What a weird role.
He just wants to hang out with that gargoyle thing.
The first vampire.
Yeah, but he looks like a gargoyle.
He's a
John
very-
C. Riley is 59.
Nice
Oh,
beaver.
okay.
Greatness.
Thank you.
Describes the open.
Dewey
The
Cox.
drum set.
Very underrated.
So good.
Carl Payne
You know, his house was built by Custer.
C-Pain.
is 55. He from Martin and The Cosby Show. Will Sasso is 49.
Greatness.
Mad TV?
Yeah. We met him.
Kids these days won't understand the greatness of Mad TV.
I agree. Underrated.
Yes.
Stewart.
Had some good stuff.
Matt
Miss
Stoney,
Swan.
Miss Swan was great.
the competitive
Good
eater,
bits.
32. Turning 39 today, it's Penny Barber's birthday.
Wow.
Penny has been
I'm familiar.
Penny Barber.
in
I'm also
350
a fan.
films,
Uh-huh.
such as Diaper Sex with trans baby doll Natalie Mars,
Really?
We Spank in This Household, Queens of Cream, MILF Shakes, All I Want for Christmas is Ann Al.
Hey, guys.
Hi,
I'm
Al.
gonna need a drop here, Ham.
Is that on the Hallmark Channel? Seasonal.
How to Help a Perv, The Daddy Story, and
That's
do you have my
right.
drop ready? Play it again. Pancakes for Lewd Mommy's Breakfast.
I don't think her dad's happy
that's
with her
that's
line
the
of work.
Hallmark movie.
Oh, yeah. True.
And
Cold
there
War.
is, as always, an accompanying photo if you'd like
Is
to
that
see
a
what Penny
special
Barber looks like.
recipe?
As Corby picks up his phone.
Yeah, here she
Opens his
is.
text messages.
From Matt Birmingham. Here is Penny Barber. Oh,
Uh-huh.
apparently this is one is a big fan of yours, Bob. As she has
She has a Sturm stack.
Brett and Hull
Oh.
tattooed on her knees.
Is that a Nike swoosh I see?
Sibian.
Oh.
Feels like this bit has run its
Every
course.
day.
And also a nod to you, Bob. She's doing the PJ Washington pose. I know you're a big fan of him.
I'm a huge fan
Sports.
She's ready for game 2 tonight.
of Peach.
I'm also a fan.
She'll give you one for the right price. Joe DeMar, 61. Pat Verbeek, 60.
Little ball of hate.
Little beaker.
Joe
Mr.
DeMar.
Bart Colin is 51. Tracy McGrady, 45. Joey Logano, 34.
Cologne had a great
NASCAR.
impact.
Monty, Tracy McGrady's birthday. What are you doing?
Yeah, he played for too many rivals.
Wasn't he your goat once?
No.
Does he have a lazy eye?
Yeah.
He's a pitcher too. Didn't he take on baseball after his career?
Did he?
I think he played a little bit. Some minor league
Probably
baseball.
the best basketball
Damn sure
turned
did, Bob.
baseball player ever, I would bet. Matt Stoney, already with him. Cheeto Bay Awuzie, 29.
Cheeto.
Cheetah Bay.
Born on this day,
Bring
now
him
dead.
back.
Wait, I have a birthday before you get to the deads.
Where's
Go ahead,
Cheeto
Corby.
sign?
Well,
yeah.
Yep.
Now?
I feel like Tennessee, maybe?
Not only is my friend's birthday today, it is my Chinese friend's birthday.
Oh.
Whoa.
And not just any Chinese friend, my full-blown Chinese
Not
friend.
80%.
Blown.
Having a full-blown
Not
birthday.
90%.
YJ Sun turns 50 on Sunday. YJ,
How about that?
I love you, buddy.
How many is that in Chinese years?
I think it's still 50. I don't think
There's
that
no
they-
conversion rate?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Isn't it up to his wife to determine if he's a full-blown Chinese?
Oh, okay.
Again.
And not if he's married.
Yeah.
Right?
Happy birthday, YJ.
You know what I'm saying?
Born on this day now dead, Queen of Victoria, Heavy D,
Donnie.
Daniel Gabriel Fahrenheit, who, as you may have guessed, invented Pringles.
Celsius.
Day on this day still dead.
It's a badass last name,
Yeah.
Fahrenheit. I'm going to change my name.
Edward Duke Ellington.
We'll call you Mr. Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Tina Turner.
Great Tina Turner.
That's why today doesn't suck.
Hi, I'm Tina Turner for the Tuna Turner.
Bye, Justin. Bye, golf.
Shut it down! Let's go!
There was a time when the best pork sausage came from a
Books, the Mavericks did a fantastic job of staying tethered, as we now say, staying connected. Do not fall too far behind. And there were some real spots in this game where that could have happened. Maybe the best one is right before halftime. Timberwolves have the ball with the shot clock dead, 6-point lead. They can go in 6 up, 8 up, or 9 up. Instead, Anthony Edwards fires the ball into the crowd. And with like 6 seconds left, Kyrie dribbles down the floor, gets a basket and a foul. And what should have been at least 6 and maybe 8 or 9 is a 3-point halftime lead.
Never felt better about being behind at half.
Man,
Ever.
I'm like, are you kidding me? All the threes they hit, all the problems the Mavs encountered, and they're only down 3. Let's go.
It was amazing that the Mavs were shooting so well from the floor, yet so poorly from 3.
Yes, and they did very well in the mid-range game, very well in the paint. That's a ton of Kyrie. And then in the fourth quarter, a ton of Luka. Luka was fantastic in the fourth quarter of that game. Maybe one of his signature performances, given what was on the line and the circumstances and everything, because his first 3 quarters, you know, he was there. He did a few nice things. But in the fourth quarter, both ends of the floor, he cranked it up to 11 and was exactly what you needed the best player in the series to be.
So, DJ, fish back there in the audio bin for the Tim Legler breakdown of the block. Or not the block, but the, I guess you would call it the deflection away from Rudy Gobert. In which it was really the defensive play of the game. When the game is on the line and Minnesota is 2 points down and there's just a little over a minute left. And obviously the goal the entire night is to keep Anthony Edwards and the T-Wolves out of the lane. And it worked to perfection. Now, did they make a lot of threes? Yeah, they did, but they also shot 50 of them. And on this sequence, you see Luka playing down. He's in the post on the right-hand side, got 1 foot in the lane, 1 foot out, and his job is to secure the lane and also close out to his right to ensure that Jaden McDaniels doesn't get a clean look at a 3. So Rudy Gobert gets a dump pass down right around the free throw line and has a free run at a dunk, and Luka cuts him off above the circle. And Gobert picks up his dribble, turns, fires it outside. They work the ball around a couple of more times before they finally wedge their way inside. And the only thing between, I can't remember who it was, Mike Conley maybe, and the bucket is Luka. And
Conley, yes.
Okay, and on the other side of Luka, there sits Rudy Gobert. And Conley just puts up a nice little lob to the 7'4" giant, and Luka steps in front of it and knocks it away. And he made 2 defensive plays that not a chance in hell he's doing 3 years ago. And he made 2 in the same sequence. And listen to Tim Legler gush.
Yuck.
This is all Luka. But look, it starts out with some other guys. The little flare screen that Minnesota loves to set right here for Cat. Watch this effort, first of all, over the top. P.J. Washington chases him off the three-point line. Now, Rudy's diving. Here's the focus back here. Take a look back here at Luka Doncic. Jaden McDaniels is over here in this corner. He has killed them all night. This is a very large man, and Rudy Gobert diving to the rim. Luka has a tough decision to make. He's trying to read this. Do I go? Do I stay home?
McDaniels 6 of 9 from 3 in the game.
Absolutely. And look at the score. It's a 2-point game with 1:14. You give up a 3 right here, and you're going to go down 1. But he full commits, so Rudy Gobert can't get to the rim. But it's the next part. What that sets in motion. Watch these closeouts. There's going to be one here. There's going to be one here by Lively. 1, 2, and now watch this. What?
Luka!
What? He's up there. No, that was underthrown. I'll grant you that. But Luka Doncic backpedaled and got up as high as Rudy Gobert trying to catch this lob. They are both above the rim. This is, I think, arguably the best defensive play of Luka Doncic's career.
Did you see his reaction when I told him that you were praising his defense? His eyes got big. Like, really?
He had a chuckle. Yeah. Hopefully he's going to see this because, look, this is what it takes, man. Your star players have to lay it on the line. We've been talking a lot about Kyrie and Luka doing that more and more. That's why this was the number 1 defense in the league over the last 2 months of the season. And they made plays down the stretch, and Luka spearheaded that. And one of those closeouts, by the way, was Kyrie. One of those hard closeouts I showed. But that, to me, was the play of the game. No business making that play for Luka Doncic. I've never seen him backpedal and get off the ground that high. But he breaks up the lob. They get the steal deflection. They go on to win the game.
It was awesome.
It really was.
And I'm so glad that the national pundits recognize that because, again, we'll point to a lot of things in wins, but a lot of times defense doesn't really get the nod. And to see that guy who's been maligned forever about, just kind of sits back there and you can beat him and blah, 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 to basically set that entire defensive play in motion twice was unbelievable.
Yeah, it's really, and I don't want to take anything away from Luka here, but I think it speaks to how good the Mavericks are as a team defensively.
I agree.
Because on that play, you needed several coordinated closeouts that all were on time. Kyrie had to get to the corner, Lively had to get to the wing, and guys are scrambling so that Luka can stay in there with Gobert, and I think that's a common theme. The Mavericks they made it very difficult in Oklahoma City to get open looks and to knock them down. Now, last night Minnesota was knocking things down, but that was completely by design. Now, you don't want to give up 18, but the Mavericks were packing the paint and trying to basically, I remember the front of the net talk against Vegas. It's someone's going to own the front of this net and the front of that net. And in basketball, I know the three-point line changes that math, but it's still meaningful, especially for a team that feels like they might be physically inferior, is they almost have to show themselves that, no, we're going to go in there and we're going to take their paint from them and we're going to own it. So the Mavs gave open looks. Now, you could debate whether you should give Jaden McDaniels and Naz Reid big nights at the expense of holding Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns to next to nothing. But I kind of think it makes some sense, and I expect a much better response from them in Game 2. But that Karl Anthony Towns is a weird player, and I've always thought that. I've always thought that, there were times where I'm like, man, if the Mavs could get him out of Minnesota, maybe he's the answer to trying to find the right fit. And I even had a Gobert phase when he was with Utah. Like, is he the perfect match for Luka? And in reality, neither of them made sense because Cat really doesn't play like a traditional big. He hangs out at the three-point line. Now, he can hit him all day, but he hangs out there, and on defense, he's really not that physical, and when he tries to be, he gets in foul trouble, so he's a weird dude. And then this Anthony Edwards thing, which it goes without saying he's a likable guy. The Michael Jordan comparisons are a little rich, but at least he can do some things in the air that at least make you think of Air Jordan. Fine. But, man, America is so thirsty for an NBA face of the franchise who's from here. And so they try to sell you Ja or they try to sell you Zion, or they try to now we've moved on to Ant. And one of them, they're going to be right. One of these guys is going to win the next MVP as an American, and I guess we'll all have a parade because Stars and Stripes finally won an NBA MVP again. But in the meantime, we want to blast these guys to the top of the pyramid before they earn it. And I'm telling you, last night, seeing Edwards gassed before we got to clutch time. Now remember, clutch is 5 points or less with 5 minutes or less. And so that, to me, is the essence of an NBA game, is that 5 minutes in the fourth quarter, it's going to come down to like 10 possessions. Can our guy outplay your guy? We all know our guy, and we all know their guy. Their guy was gassed with 6 minutes to go.
Because he couldn't get up the court.
Because he said, I got Kyrie. And I don't know if he's out of shape. I don't know if chasing Kyrie made him out of shape. I don't know if playing in Denver a couple nights early. I'm sure there's a million great excuses. But the dude is 22, and he said on national TV, I got Kyrie. And then he is bent over with 6 minutes to go and really did not have a single explosive moment after that. Now, he hit a three, so way to go to hit a shot while you're gassed.
Yeah.
But he was not a big factor. Karl Anthony Towns was taking all their big shots, and he looked gassed. And I just want to say this because it needs to be said. If Luka Doncic was gassed in the final 5 minutes of a Western Conference Finals game, the media would make that a week worth of talk.
With his rosy cheeks, you know.
And how he's fat, how he doesn't want it, how he's, fatty McFat who doesn't get in shape, and he's not taking the game seriously.
Grabbing his shorts.
They won't do that to Edwards because Edwards looks like he's in shape, doesn't he? He looks
perfect.
He looks like a Greek god or whatever you want to say it. He looks like chiseled out of granite. But that dude was gassed at 22 years old, and I don't know if you know the history, but there's been some times where his conditioning has been called to the carpet. This is not the first time.
At 22, looking like that.
Karl Anthony Towns literally said, I would appreciate it if he would stop eating Popeyes and take his diet seriously. That actually happened. Steve Kerr in the draft workouts was very disappointed in Anthony Edwards' conditioning. This is a thing, and I love the guy. But there's no way Luka gets away with that last night.
No!
There's zero chance of that.
Not a chance.
And it's just a double standard. You have to get used to it. The European guys have a double standard in the NBA media, as Stephen A. is cheerleading for all. It's a little bit sickening when you start to look for it, and I hate to do that because I love this game. But Jokic had to deal with it. Dirk had to deal with it. Luka, Giannis, a lot of these guys all have to deal with, yeah, but can he win the big one? Or, yeah, but does he want it enough? And these guys don't have to ever do that. They are praised before they do anything. And it's just this massive, massive, massive double standard.
There was a time when the best local grocer.
All right, the Rangers are in Philadelphia. Why don't we tune in morning radio in Philadelphia, the all-sports station up there, and let's eavesdrop on the Touchdown Brothers to see what they're saying about our team or maybe our teams.
All right. See you, boys.
All right, we'll see
thank
you later.
you, Darryl.
There he goes, Darryl
Appreciate
Ray
it.
from the Dallas Stars radio.
Anthony,
let me tell you something.
Let me ask you something, Anthony. Why would you book Darryl Razor Ray to come on our show?
I don't even know who the Stars are playing.
They're playing non-flyers. That's all you need to know. They're playing non-flyers.
Okay, well, I don't want to do 10 minutes on it with some guy named Darryl Ray.
I'm with you. I don't understand why he booked him. I mean, what the non-flyers are playing the non-flyers. Big hockey news.
Fascinating.
Wow, everyone's interested.
I'm so
Anthony,
sick of
I
it.
swear to God.
One more person from Dallas, and I'm leaving the show.
All right, Jimmy Amenjola and Tony Ragu here with the Touchdown Brothers. This is a big day for us,
Huge
Tony.
day. Huge day.
Huge day. This is the day that we go through the entire Eagles schedule.
We were the ones who started this 35 years ago.
35 years ago, we started this. Everyone has copied us. Everyone's copying us on this.
Now, yeah.
They're all doing it now, but we started it. We did it first, and that's coming up here in just a few moments. But
we got
first,
some people to rip first.
We gotta get to a few other sports notes here. You know who the Phillies are playing, right?
Allegedly, the defending World Series champs.
Allegedly is right. The Rangers have dropped below 500.
What a fraud.
This is the World Series champion Texas Rangers.
What a fraud
What?
of a team. And I watched this game, too. I watched this game last night. I have the extra innings package, so I got to watch the Rangers. The only thing worse than the Rangers right now, the broadcast team. That guy Dave Raymond,
he's horrible.
He was crying on the
Crying.
air because they lost another game. They lost another game. So, oh no, the Rangers lost another game.
Oh, Dave Raymond.
Why can't we win the World Series again?
Dave Raymond.
Oh, please.
It just goes to show, that was the biggest fluke of a World Series champ ever.
Fraud.
Total fraud.
And that Bruce Bochy, he's a fraud, too.
Have you heard Bruce Bochy talk?
Yeah, I can't understand
The guy bottoms out more than James Charles. I mean, no offense. We're from Philly. We talk like that, okay? It's very offensive. But, yeah, he sounds like a sperm whale singing the low parts of Elvira.
That's what I'm talking about.
Good Lord.
I can't understand what he is. Terrible. His team sucks.
It totally sucks. Totally sucks. They'll be out of baseball within a couple years.
Yeah, and get back to me the next time Bruce Bochy actually wins something, okay?
The guy's never won anywhere he's been.
Anywhere
he's been. Hey, did you also see where Tony Romo played golf with Donald Trump?
Yeah, what is going on with that? Does that count as a playoff win? He probably won.
What is Donald Trump thinking?
I think. I
thought Donald Trump didn't like losers.
I think I know what Romo was thinking. How can I win something? Take on an 80-year-old guy.
I tell you what, but hey, Trump, it takes time away from stopping the steal.
Yeah, and how are you going to make
play
America
golf and everything?
How are you going to make America great again if you're wasting your time with Tony Romo?
I tell you, we need to stop the steal that Tony Romo's been doing his whole sports career.
Including from CBS. He's robbing them blind right now.
All right, it's time for the schedule.
Let's go.
It's time for the schedule. And this, of course, is brought to you by Tony's Cheesesteaks.
Best
fine
cheesesteaks
sponsor,
in town.
Fine sponsor. Okay, week 1, regular season, September 6th, versus the Packers in Brazil?
What are we doing? We're exporting
Why are we
our game
playing
to Brazil?
in Brazil? We're flying our team all the way over to Europe to play Brazil.
I don't get it.
Brazil.
Well,
It
hopefully
makes no
Trump will
sense.
fix that.
Yeah, hopefully we'll. Okay, so that's obviously a win.
Loss.
What do you mean loss?
That's the Packers. They're pretty good. Yeah, it's a loss.
But it's the Eagles, so it's a win.
Have they ever won a game in Brazil?
Probably. I mean,
What
I
do you
don't
mean,
know
probably?
I don't know all the football history.
That's
But
a
they
loss.
probably went in Brazil pretty
it's a loss.
frequently.
It's a loss.
All right, week 2. This is versus the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, they got Cousins now, so that's a loss.
Yeah, so it's a win. Wait, you say loss again?
Yeah, they got Cousins. He's good. It's going to be the only
It's the Eagles, though, so that's a win.
Nah, not my book.
All right. In week 3, we got the New Orleans Saints. Okay, so this is clearly a win.
Tough to play in the Dome. I see 0-3. Lost.
What's going on with you?
Nothing.
You don't believe in the Eagles anymore?
I believe in something.
What are you doing?
I just picked a couple of losses.
What are you doing? What about the Tampa Bay game in week 4? That is a win.
It's on the road. It's a loss.
Oh, jeez. Tony, what is going on with you?
What's going on with you? You an
I
Eagle
don't
or
understand.
something?
What are you? Yeah, I'm an Eagle. I basically play for the team. You're an idiot,
I'm
man.
so sick of everything around here.
Oh, what are you going to do? You're going to leave? You're going to leave the stage? You're going to start it? You're going to leave? Go across the street?
I said I was going to leave.
Oh, okay. I'm so scared.
I start my own show.
Oh, jeez. Let's go to Sal in South Philly. Sal, you're with a touchdown, brothers.
Hey, how are you, Tuesday?
We're not doing very good, Sal. We're not doing very good. Tell you that.
Oh, noes. The World Series champs are his. Hide your children's.
That's funny. That's funny right there.
You brought us back around to the laughter. I like that.
O's, wait a minute. Don't hide your children's. They can't hit or pitches.
Boy, gut punch. Gut punch.
Hey, I really think the NFL's has it outs for us.
Yeah, I think so too, Sal. I really
Playing
think
in Brazil.
Starting the seasons in Brazil's
I don't know.
W's, T's, F's.
Totes. I don't know.
I got some big newses for you guys. I got engaged.
Whoa. Oh, you did? Hey,
Oh,
congratulations there, Sal. Who's the lucky gal?
engaged in a struggle with my mother over the weekend. She wants me out of the basements and into the tool sheds in the backyard.
A couple basements, couple tool sheds.
She said it's to teach me a lessons.
Yeah.
About?
I'm 38.
Yeah,
I should be able to live anywhere I want on my mother's property, right?
That's right.
That's right. That's your right.
Yeah.
That's your right.
That's your
As
right.
a Philadelphian American.
Fight for that right.
I mean, W's, T's, F's.
I'm with you.
Hey, I got one more question for you two.
Yeah, what's up, that's Al? What you saying, that's Al?
Do the Rangers suck or what?
Yes, they do!
Hey, coming up next, Justin Montemayor comes on to tell us about the fake leg he's building that's Ron Jaworski themed. Next on the Jets and Brothers.
Isn't that guy from Dallas? All right. It's a mess up there in Philadelphia.
They just are so
We
exhausted.
apologize.
We are so sorry.
And I can't believe they took shots at Dave Raymond.
Yeah, what are they doing?
I don't know.
Available at your local grocer.
I opened up the app known as X, and I didn't even know where this started. I couldn't trace back the origin of all of this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know where it started? Because you got into an argument with Dallas Cowboy people.
First of all, not an argument.
Did you block anyone?
No. Let's see if we can find this.
Is this the first one? Bob, dynasty talk is way premature, but the Texans should pass the Cowboys this season. Both arrows are obvious.
Yes.
Okay. So, and I don't.
That was the first one because our friend Adam was happy that when you and I were going through the schedule, the three of us, I said we all need to slow down on this. The Houston Texans are a dynasty talk.
Okay.
Everybody needs to calm down and make them, do something.
Okay. All right.
They've won the offseason.
Okay, so
they
that
won
guy,
signing day.
So that guy took the promo and said, "Dynasty talk is way premature, Bob, but the Texans should pass the Cowboys this season. Both arrows are obvious." And then you, instead of just responding to him,
what?
You decided to bend him over a barrel and quote him.
No.
And you said the idea that Dallas's arrow is pointed down is pure grade poppycock.
Whoa.
That sounds like we have another promo.
I think you have to dump that.
To which that guy said, "We'll see."
Whoa.
I think it's obvious. To which Bob says, "I don't think you know what obvious means."
Wow.
Boy, he is heated right now.
And then...
Well, I allow me to say...
I know you are, but what am I?
If you think the arrow is clearly pointed down, and that's an obvious point, I think that's ridiculous. You have the meat of your team completely back. Everybody is at an age where we would say they're in their prime. Mm-hmm. See, this is the problem with everything Dallas Cowboys. And it all goes back, at least this year, to All In, which starts with, I believe, the first commandment in the hardline 10 Commandments, which is never care what Jerry Jones says about anything. Or maybe it should be thou shalt never care what Jerry... But he said All In, and everybody, okay. There's a difference between All In to win a Super Bowl and a obvious arrow pointing straight down. Like, there's a middle ground. In fact, the Cowboys have been living in that middle ground for like 30 years.
Yeah.
They are not clearly pointed down. They are not blowing it up. They have not rebuilt. They are a 12-win team that won their division, that had the second most wins in the entire NFL, and they should be about that good again this year.
But if you had to give them an off-season arrow, it would probably just be the horizontal.
Yeah, it would just be flat.
Yeah.
I don't think it's clearly pointed down. I think they've lost a few pieces, but nothing. The most significant one is what I was told was a left tackle that's over the hill and had it by everybody else. I wanted to keep him, but nobody else. Oh, no, you can't keep a guy who only. Okay. Well, they let him go. They replaced him with their first-round pick Could be some growing pains. But they're adding Trayvon Diggs, I believe. Help me if I'm wrong here.
Back.
Is that a first-team All-Pro corner that didn't play last year?
Yeah.
Okay, I bet you that helps. What if you traded for the first-team All-Pro corner?
Here's the problem, and you got to remember this when you're dealing with these people.
They're fine people.
They're
just a little sick about Cowboy football.
They are, and
which is your fault.
The Green Bay game changed everything. I said it the day of, the day after, and will continue to say it. It changed everything. The way people perceive this team and this coach and the quarterback and all of it. Not that it was great before.
I was going to say, my disagreement with your point is you seem to forget Zeke's last play as a Cowboy.
Yeah. I know, but
which his last play as a Cowboy, he's playing center as the 49ers are eliminating them, and that was in one play, the Green Bay game. So I don't think the Green Bay game changed it. I think it compounded it.
Okay, I'll give you that, but it compounded it in a big way.
Well, and this guy, but if the Green Bay game was like the year before against the Niners, where they were trying to run and snap it with seconds ticking off the clock, it would not have the reaction that getting their doors blown.
No, you're down 28-0.
Yeah.
So then this guy says, well, it's obvious that it's pointed straight sideways, like it has been for 10 years now. Down would be an overstatement, but I don't see how one could realistically think the Cowboys win it all with McCarthy and Dak, and I've been a Cowboys believer now for several seasons. To which you respond, quote, I will admit that a team that has as many or more wins than 31 of 32 teams is stuck at sideways. Yes. To which another guy goes, touting regular season wins are the mark of a loser. To which you said, no, it's actually not. It's how teams qualify for the playoffs, which many, many franchises struggle to do.
All right, spot the lies in any of my responses.
Yeah. Nobody wants to hear this.
I don't care.
I know.
Sometimes you need your medicine.
But nobody wants to hear. It's still, I'm telling you, the Green Bay game is still so fresh on everyone's mind. They don't care about 12 and 5.
If you think I'm going to go through an entire Cowboy season and be the guy on the radio that says none of this matters, you don't know me. I'm not. It does matter. It all matters. And I would argue that what we saw Sunday with Xander Schauffele, was a 12-5 team who can't do it. Oh, wait a minute. He just did it.
Right.
Weird. And then you look back at Xander Schauffele and say, how did we not see this coming? He's top 3 in the world for 7 straight years. Why did we think he wasn't very good? Oh, because he had never done it. Oh, well, that's, again, in a nutshell, that is sports talk. Until somebody does it, we kick them in the freaking groin over and over and over again and say, you can't do it. And then they do it. And we're like, man, we didn't see that coming. What was wrong with us? Because we're all blind. We're all blind.
I can guarantee it's not coming.
Okay, fine. I mark all of this tape.
And
we'll
you know
have the best montage ever.
You know the day after we all said the same thing. Next year is going to suck because we all know what's coming. No matter how good they do, nobody's going to care. It's all going to boil down.
It's up to us to make people care, and we don't have
to. No, it's up to us.
No. I'm saying it's up to us to tell the proper story, and the proper story is they enter the season as a team that should contend, and for us to suggest that a 12-5 division champ is going to be lucky to win 3 games because they suck, or they might win every game, but it doesn't matter, then we're doing a bad job ourselves.
Ownership will have pulled the plug, by the by. Mark it down.
Amen, brother. And by the way, if ownership pulls the plug and it's not his own, then we'll have a story to tell.
Yeah, what plug am I even talking about there?
I think the franchise is moving, is what you're saying. They're going to move to Oklahoma City.
I think that this is a fragile time for a lot of Cowboy fans, and we are missing the boat a little bit.
And this doesn't help what's going on right now either with the other teams.
Good. Hopefully, it puts a sense of urgency in the Jones family.
I don't mean the Jones family.
And they,
I mean the
and they
fan
park
base.
the Bravo Eugenia for 10 minutes, and they go get a real running back.
I mean the fan base. This is not helping things at all.
No, it's not. And that's too bad. But again, I promise you, I feel strongly about this. This team will win at some point sooner than you think. And we're all going to look back at days like this and have a laugh.
Counterpoint, they won't.
They won't ever win.
Either way.
Nothing soon.
Like Xander, it's going to be he's too good to have never won. And that will be a 12-5 team every year.
Either way, I can't wait for free sushi at Nobu.
I know. Me too. That's what's important here. All right,
And
Dave.
also for when they play.
Where is he? What if it's cloudy and he can't see it?
Radio superstar coming
Oh, no. Is it fading away? The Gordmobile. Maybe he had a flat. Is it traffic?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I don't know. We are getting some response, though, about... I see a shadow. Yeah, I think... Him? Will he emerge from the shadow? You know what? I think maybe he's on delay. Is he? Maybe that's what it is. Oh, my gosh, look at it. Is that him? There he is right there. He's here. For some reason, today the signal was on delay. You made it. We were worried about you.
Sorry, I was in with the big boss in there getting fired. So anyway,
is this the?
I guess this is my final.
Is this the farewell tour?
It's the farewell.
Man,
this is
please.
The tragical history tour.
Have you ever been fired before?
Yes, I have. I have. I don't think in radio have I been fired. I don't know. So I was fired at my movie theater.
Mm-hmm. Man, you owned the movie theater.
Head
and they
projectionist, yes. I was the head projectionist there. And
what'd they say to you? Did they say you're fired?
For some reason, here I was probably 19, I think, at the time. And I got into a power struggle with the manager of the movie theater as to whose place was this going to be. I'm just the head projectionist. But yeah, so he and I never really got along, and so he ended up firing me. I can't remember how all that went down. So I lost my job there. I got fired, I guess fired from TV at Channel 8 when I had my Channel 8 show. Because
did they tell you we no longer need your services?
Well, we got canceled.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, that didn't feel like a firing because I was still really close with the GM, and he felt bad, even delivering this information that they couldn't continue doing the show and everything. It didn't feel like a firing, although I guess it was because I didn't have the job anymore.
Yeah, I've never been fired before.
Really?
No. Man. I'll get fired from here. No, you won't. You're not going to go your whole entire life and not get fired from a job.
Your luck doesn't last.
Right.
And that's good for me because I've been fired multiple times.
Really?
Yeah.
What for? But I don't know that I want to know the answer to this.
Well, no, I mean,
I'm sure I could look it up
my
online.
Radio career, flipping off a refrigerator.
I could find it in newspapers, but
I'm sure, there it is. Because you can always believe everything that is on the internet especially about me. It's all true.
The only time I got my first job at a bank when I was 15, and it was great. I loved it, but it was downtown.
Wait, you can work at a bank when you're 15?
I wasn't a teller.
Did you lie about your age?
No.
Because I thought you had to be 16 to work.
I got the job in May, and then August I turned 16.
But they hired you as a 15-year-old.
Yeah, I didn't think I was going to get it. Interviewed and got it. Didn't lie about it or anything.
Okay.
And
what'd you do there?
I was in the check processing department.
What did that involve?
Man, it involved bundling all the checks, and you printed out these. I guess that's where they had to go to the different institutions. I really don't remember. But it was awesome because I was working around a whole bunch of older folks, man, that would supposedly take a young fella under their wing and teach me the ropes. It was really fun. And the only reason I didn't go back, because I worked there my whole entire senior year of high school and all leading up to college. But then I thought I was too cool to ride the city bus downtown. So I got another job instead of working back at the bank. And I should have gone back because I loved it. They wanted me back so badly, and I was just too cool. It's so dumb.
So what kind of job did you do instead of that?
I worked at Highland Superstores. I was a cashier.
Oh, yeah. Did you tell us about that recently?
Electronic store. That was great. It was fun, but it was right down the street from my grandparents' house, so I could just walk.
Uh-huh.
That's nice.
And I thought, why am I giving up this job at the bank, which is great?
I just don't understand what was so fun about the job at the bank.
Me neither.
It was fun. I worked different shifts. I worked 3 to 11.
That's
then
not
I would
that
work,
fun.
No, dude, it was awesome.
You were around all that money?
All those checks.
Yeah, and you love checks. No wonder you still write them.
I wrote a check today. Now, where are we at? We're number 4 now for the month?
This is why you're still in the back pocket of Big Check, is you have this background in checks.
Did you quit? Like you told him, hey, I'm moving on, or I quit? You gave him a
notice?
notice?
Stop showing up.
Yeah.
No.
See, I would do that. I would There was one job that I just ghosted.
I've done that.
I was
afraid they were going to kill me. So.
Doorman at the Improv.
Really?
Yeah.
In Addison?
No, they actually used to have a Dallas one,
right?
Like at Walnut Hill area or Meadow, or I forget where it was exactly, in Central. And I was the door guy there for like 3 months. The job didn't last that long, and I think I just stopped showing up.
Did you ever have to kick anybody out or anything? I mean, like a bouncer, or like you just took tickets?
No, not really. I just took tickets, and I think I sat people. You know, you look at the seating chart and
interesting.
And see. And then I would also the best part of that job though was driving the comedians. Like one of the door guys would have to go and pick up the comedian at their hotel and then bring them down to the Improv to perform. And I always loved it when I got to do that because, you know, a lot of times you're meeting comedians that you watched on TV.
Who's the most famous one in your car?
You know, probably it's interesting because the guy is not so now he's not so respected it's not like he's the biggest comedian ever, but he may be one of the richest guys that I've ever had, and that's Byron Allen. Like Byron Allen owns. I don't know if it's...
How did he get so loaded?
Did he buy BET or something? He's
Weather
like,
Channel?
Yeah, he bought a lot
like
of stuff.
that, right? Yeah.
And he's like a hugely successful business guy. And so there was one night where I had to pick up Byron Allen. He was also on a show called Real People back in the day. And so I grew up watching him when I was a kid. It was on Real People. And so then he's performing at the club, go and pick him up. And then when it came time to take him home... he said, "Hey, I don't want to go to a hotel. Let's go to a strip club together.
Ooh.
Can you take me to a strip club? What's a good strip club?" So I took him to I can't remember which.
Under the Bridge.
No, I don't know what the name of it was, but it wasn't that.
Silver City.
Peepin' Tom.
And
Clubhouse.
I was supposed to go out with my friend David, who was a guitarist in my band at the time, and so David meets us out there, and we go to this strip club, and there was the most gorgeous woman ever that was a dancer at this club. And she comes over and is talking to Byron, you know, because he grabbed the attention of a lot of the women who worked there who wanted to go over and spend the night with him because they'd get good tips.
Yep.
And she was absolutely gorgeous. I mean, like one of the most stunning women I've ever seen. He paid her no attention whatsoever. She looked like Tyra Banks. She was a woman of color.
So you think he was like not interested because
I don't know why he rejected her, but
you know why.
But the conclusion I was led to was this is not the
this
flavor
is
that he is choosing on this evening.
If he goes to the Bluebell counter and there's vanilla and chocolate, he
was choosing a different flavor,
right?
Even though this was clearly
strawberry,
the best example of a human who was in this facility.
Interesting.
The crazy
I'm
thing
also
is,
a fan.
The crazy thing is, I think that woman ended up with my friend David, the guitarist from my band. She, for some reason, had the eyes for him. So she goes from Byron Allen, the billionaire, to my friend David, who
but he wasn't a billionaire.
Barely
at the
makes
time,
rent,
though, right?
No. Well, no, but he was successful and famous.
Sure.
But yeah, so picking up the comedians, that was the great part of that job for the 3 or 4 months that I had it.
I would feel that would be a very interesting job because Kid was in town. He had a show at Hyenas in Fort Worth, and I went there Friday night. And just the people they're having a really good time in the audience, and they're talking back, and sometimes it may disturb other people, and you have to go over there and tell them to, chill out. It's just, you never know what you're going to get in an audience at a comedy show. You just don't know. People want to participate, and they're, hey, have a great time. You can laugh loudly. You can even respond if they're talking to you. But when it gets a little crazy is when you're walking that fine line of, do I say something or do I just let them go? And usually the comedians will go, no, they're fine. But a lot of people around, like, there was a table across the way from us where a guy just had his arms folded and he just had a scowl on his face, and it was almost like in the form of make me laugh. And I've never understood people who will go to a comedy show and not there to have a good time, right? And just nothing. And I don't know why my eyes were fixated on him, but nothing. The opener, he was fine, he was good, but just had a scowl on his face and just didn't even want to think about laughing at the comedian. Like, why are you even here?
Yeah, guy.
He's a big boy, too, so I didn't say anything because I didn't want to get beat up.
Oh, but at least you had private judgments against him that you just didn't share out of your courage.
I did. I did. And I was thinking about him the majority of the weekend. Like, why is this guy not even laughing? That's just dumb. I'm there to laugh.
The other experience I remember from that was there was a comedian named Al Lubell. I wonder if he's still going. Al Lubell. And it seems like he went out to Denny's with me and my girlfriend after the show.
For little moons over my hammy?
Yeah. That was my favorite dish. That was my go-to dish, moons over my hammy.
Delicious.
And we went to and I get this because I'm kind of the same way. There's a weird feeling after you've performed and you've been in front of a bunch of people and there's all this energy, and then there's the loneliness that happens right afterwards, and you kind of don't want to be alone after a show. It's a weird letdown. So at the end, he's like, hey, Dan, don't take me to a hotel. You guys want to go out and get something to eat or whatever, And so, yeah, we went out to get something to eat, and during the dinner afterwards, the, late night moons over my hammy, I remember I said something, and he said, man, that's really funny. I said, oh, okay. He goes, no, that's really funny. Do you mind if I use that? And I said, no, not at all.
So what if he based his entire act on what you said, and now he's all rich and famous?
You're picking up dinner, right? So
I've always wondered. I wish I could remember what the comment was, but I remember it was like impressive to me because I was like, wow, he's like a real comedian, and he just said that something I said was funny, and asked if he could use it.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's why it stands out in my mind, was because of that. So he's always been in my mind because of he's the only other one other than Byron Allen that I remember driving. But I know that I drove a lot of comedians.
In 3 months. That's cool, man. I didn't know that about you.
Yeah, it was fun. I wish I was a better employee. I wish I had worked there longer because it was an interesting place to work.
And you got fired.
And you got to see, the other thing was...
Because you didn't order the Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity.
The other thing was I didn't realize
that at Denny's.
Oh, my bad.
that I would go and I'd watch a comedian because they'd be performing up there, after you've sat everyone and you just stand in the back. And you'd watch a comedian and you go, God, this guy is so funny. Mm-hmm. Look how he just improvs this line off the crowd and says this to the heckler and then this. And I was just going, how can anybody I wish my mind was as fast as this guy and so at ease and everything. And then the next show, same thing.
I know.
And I'd go, wait, I thought that line was improv.
I know.
I mean, I knew they had an act. But when they do a toss aside about an audience member, I thought that was...
And it feels like it always relates to every single audience that
they
have
it
because
always
it's
works.
the same thing,
it
right?
Does. Like I remember when I first saw Nanette Lee. You know Nanette Lee, right? Everybody knows her.
Yeah.
So I remember she just did this bit about, she goes, oh, I'm sorry, sweetheart. I just spit a little bit. I think I just spit a little bit to this woman on the front row, it was right in front. And Nanette did this thing about how I think I just spat a little bit when I talk. And she had this whole riff that went after that, and I thought this was the most genius improv. And then next show, same thing.
It is genius.
I was like seeing the behind the scenes crap. It was great.
All right, hit the signal.
Hit the signal.
That's awesome. The wrong signal, tip sheet.
Oh, that's later.
Byron Allen doesn't want to hear that signal. He wants to hear this.
Yeah,
one.
his flavor of signal is this one.
Not what you just played.
He was a really nice guy, and I was more than happy to take his cast-offs. Fortunately, she was not interested in me.
Oh, no.
So that was a tough one.
No.
That happens.
Yeah, you're more in the butter pecan kind of range.
Yes, I wanted to butt her pecan, yes. What? What was you saying?
There was a time when the best pork sausage came from a farm just down the road. A pork sausage so fresh, so flavorful, it always made breakfast the best meal of the day. You can still find that same farm fresh flavor today in every package of Swaggerty's Farm Premium Sausage. Made using
spilled on these very, very airwaves that I was going to take 2 nights off from sports on Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah.
I did on Monday, and then last night I sat down and I turned on Boston and Indiana. And I thought to myself, I'll watch for a few minutes because I really don't like Boston.
I hear you, dog.
I hate them. And
I don't like them either.
It has nothing to do with...
And I've quietly, slowly accepted that they're probably going to get one this year.
Was that like one of the Wahlberg brothers that kept on showing courtside?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I get it.
Everything about Boston.
It makes me crazy.
So annoying.
And I feel bad for the players because I don't really dislike Jaylen Brown. I may have something for Jason Tatum. I don't know. But maybe if Jason Tatum played for Toronto, I wouldn't. Right?
But you're right, though. It is the celebrity Boston guy who literally can't stop telling you he's from Boston and sits courtside and is just annoying. And this could be literally – I mean, we can name 20 of them right now. And they're at every Celtics, Bruins, Red Sox, and Patriots. I don't know where any of these guys work, but they're just insufferable after these last 20 years. And you almost don't even get to the team before you've just had it with all of them.
And like dudes in the stands, especially on the front couple of rows that are way too old to be wearing their jerseys, way too old. They're green.
And there's even that second tier of Boston celebrity, the ones who aren't really even celebrities, but they're sort of societal people like Bill Simmons or Portnoy or any of these dudes who aren't even actual celebrities. They're like
right.
It's just waiter, take it all away. I'm done with all this.
I'm annoyed by the parquet court too.
It's just it's the self-importance. It's the entitled fans that we deserve better than this. We lost in the finals. We deserve.
I tweeted out that they needed to update it to a more on-trend herringbone pattern.
It's so modern of you.
That's good.
Well,
they need updates.
They really do.
I don't know if last night would have made any difference.
Maybe shiplap backboards.
Maybe.
In the grand scheme of things when it comes to the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't know. But I do know that Indiana is going to take last night to their effing grave. And Rick Carlisle, like if they wanted to fight, it's almost like Kalen DeBoer in that Washington versus Texas semifinal game. If Washington would have said after that game, we're going to fire you before the national championship, I would have had no problem with it. He mishandled things so poorly down the stretch that it's inexcusable. Rick Carlisle has been coaching forever, and he mangled that game last night, like embarrassingly. As Indiana goes up, I watched the whole game, every second of it.
Jeez, I wouldn't wish that on anybody.
It was a great game, and Boston went way up in the third, and here comes Indiana charging back, and it's back and forth in the fourth, and Indiana takes control of the game. They are up by 5 with under a minute left. They have the basketball. Yeah. Tyrese Halliburton goes down, and this is when it gets really wonky. Before he even turned the ball over twice, he goes down with, I think there's like 50-some-odd seconds left. I don't know what he's thinking. Dribbles across the court. There's 20 seconds left on the shot clock, and he jacks up a 3.
He's a weird player.
Oh, my God. I couldn't believe it.
Like, people are willing to crown him, and I admit he's good.
Yeah.
But, man, at times when you're watching him in playoff games, I'm not sure his basketball IQ is doing so well.
No, and then he's sprinting down the court the next possession. I think they're still up 5, and just clangs one off his leg.
Yeah, like hits it off his knee and out of bounds.
Yes. He's like, oh, it's like an 8th grader, you know?
And he's irrationally confident, and he can't wait to trash talk the opponent and then get on Instagram and do it again.
Well, he made some shots last night that would give me that type of irrational confidence.
He's
too.
really good.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone to mistake this. He's really good, but it's a wild ride with him.
But to not take a timeout, you're up 5 with under 10 seconds left, and Carlisle's like, yeah, let's just inbound the ball. The game's over. It is so over with, you know? And you have the turnover on the inbounds play. You have the
one where Siakam kicked it out of bounds?
Yeah. You have the ensuing, don't worry about it. Just let him shoot a 3 to tie. I can't. When you have the opportunity to foul someone, to not allow them to shoot a 3 and rip your heart out, whether you're home or away, and he doesn't do this. Rick Carlisle does not do this. I do it 100 times out of 100, and I know their biggest fear is, what if he gets the 4-point play? Dude, what are the odds of that?
Yeah, I thought last night, you're right, he doesn't do it, but I thought last night they couldn't do it. I thought the pick was such and the time was such that by the time you got over there, he was in the shooting motion.
Yeah, but he wasn't going to do it no matter what.
Right, no.
That's the problem.
That's what I admit that Carlisle doesn't believe in it. I just don't think they had the option last night.
It was a terrible loss. I mean, those fans were in a state of shock when they were down by 5 with, however many seconds were left in the game. You could see it. You could see people leave. The game was done. People were leaving the arena. And Rick Carlisle, man, to just not get control of his team, to just say, look, let's calm it down. Let's, run clock. Let's pass the ball. Let's set up an inbounds play that doesn't involve Pascal Siakam running 30 miles an hour on a dead sprint, chasing a ball at the edge of his fingertips. I mean, it just all looked very high school-y at the end. It wasn't great. And it's Rick Carlisle. We would be, if that happened tonight against Minnesota, we are, Jason Kidd is.
But you understand, and I know you do, it's one of those situations where the Pacers aren't even close to a conference finals without him.
I know.
And it's the Pacers. So they're not gonna get upset. They're going, like Kalen DeBoer getting Washington to that spot. It's beautiful to finally have a coach that can actually screw up this situation, because that means we're here.
Yeah, you're right.
So they're never going to turn on Carlisle. They're just happy that Boston doesn't keep him and name him coach, because Boston could use a coach.
Yeah.
Grocer.
We're out this morning at Victory Commons 1 on Victory Avenue, right across the street from the American Airlines Center, this incredible new workplace. And out with the wireless is Gordo. Come in.
Thank you, Craig. You have me?
We have.
We got you. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. How are you?
What are you here for?
For a nice little broker event this morning.
What's that mean?
Just trying to sell space, lease up the building.
Oh, yeah. That's why we're here.
People are working.
We're here for with the ticket. You ever heard of the ticket?
I have heard of the ticket.
Uh-huh. Who's your favorite guy on the ticket?
I love the Musers. Got to love the morning show.
Uh-huh.
But I'm a big Corby guy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, good. Yeah, Corby's a great guy. Yeah. Let's talk to this fine young lady here. What was your name, by the way, sir?
Alex Shivey.
Okay, thank you, Alex. Yeah. What's your name, ma'am?
Jihan Buri. Thanks for calling me young, by the way.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Young does.
Jihan. What kind of name is that?
I'm Lebanese originally. Lebanese American.
Way to go, George. Way to go.
I haven't said a word, ma'am. I've just been listening to the interview.
Yeah, George.
I didn't say anything.
George, I said, hey, what do you think her origins are? And he said, I don't know, something messed up. And I was like, what?
I did not.
What are you talking about?
Did not.
That is hilarious. I am a little messed up. I mean, can you imagine living 11 years of your life in the middle of a civil war?
So you lived over there when you...
I was born there, and then I came to the U.S. in 85.
When you were 11?
at 12. No, I'm kidding, 17.
Okay, 17. And what made you decide on America? Did you have any connection over here? Did you have family over here already?
Yes, my father actually worked for an American company,
Tell me
and
sorry you
we
ran out of
got
breath in that
transferred
last
to
question.
this beautiful nation.
I want to apologize for running out of breath on that previous question. George said I ran out of breath for some reason.
So you can hear him?
I can hear him. You can't hear him.
That's the only thing I've said, though. That's the only thing
Isn't
I've
this
said.
a fantastic building?
It is. It's a beautiful building. Yeah, we're severely underdressed. I mean, look at you. You're wearing this beautiful dress and these high heels, and you got manicured feet.
These are the lowest heels I have.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What are your highest heels?
6 inches.
So those are, what are those, 4-inch?
Maybe 4, yeah.
Okay.
How do they walk in
You got to
those?
see, how do they walk in those?
Women.
You mean Lebanese?
No, women.
Oh, women. Yeah. George wants to know how women walk in high heels.
You're basically walking on your tiptoes. So
I
it's
can't
easy.
do that.
I feel like I was born in heels.
George walked in high heels once, and he has hammer toe now.
That's not a good thing.
That is true.
So, well, what's your story? Did you marry an American man or woman or anything?
He is an American man.
Okay.
Why did you say that?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm just I'm
It's
asking.
fine.
I'm being very inclusive.
Whatever. Yeah, it's all good. I love all of it.
I'm very progressive, and see, George just took off his MAGA hat when he heard
I
you were
did
Lebanese.
not. I don't have one of
That's
those.
so scary.
Wrong.
Let's not even go there.
So yeah, married an American man.
Yes, but he is also originally Lebanese.
Oh,
but
really?
He's a blonde, blue-eyed Lebanese guy.
Uh-huh.
They have those too.
And
They're not all olive skin like me.
Did you have some Lebanese children with him?
Yes, I do. And she actually is in the business like me and competes against me, but she was born here, obviously, so she's first generation
Fake
American.
Chris Berman's coming your way.
How did that work? Does she have Lebanese citizenship because you both are? Okay.
She doesn't have it. I don't
Shut me
have-
down quickly on that
Sorry.
one. No, it's okay. No, it's fine.
I don't have it either. So.
Oh, you had to give it up. It's not one that allows dual citizenship.
I mean, technically you could, but what's
the point?
What's the point?
Yeah.
When you have the American passport, like it's
That's
the
right.
best, right?
That's right. That's right. Now, let's
There's
talk
a
to this
couple
guy here.
legends over here.
Someone else. I know.
Okay.
I'm hogging the mic. All right, thank you.
I want to talk to you for a second, sir.
no.
Yes, yes. So you actually listen to the ticket, right?
Oh, absolutely.
What's your name, sir?
Bill Brokaw.
Bill Brokaw. Any relation to the famous Tom Brokaw?
You're going to ask that. Yes, he's my uncle. I'm kidding. No, he's same area of the country, South Dakota. I'm from Iowa, but not a real close relation. No.
Not a real close relation. Okay, all right. So, because I'm a huge fan of Tom Brokaw.
You are?
Yeah, yeah.
Good.
As a matter of fact, my father had multiple myeloma, and Tom wrote a book about that, and that was like meaningful to me.
Yes, Greatest Generation.
Yeah,
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. So tell me about who
Hang
you're
on
trying to
real
introduce
quick.
me to over here.
This is Lance McElhaney.
Okay, Lance
Wow.
McElhaney.
Southwest
yes,
Conference
look at that.
champion.
Southwest Conference champion right there.
That's going back.
Yeah, that's going back a ways. What years did you play?
I played in 1980 through 85.
Uh-huh.
He was part of the Pony Express.
And weren't you part of the Pony Express, right?
One part of 11, yeah, on the offensive side.
Okay. And as well as SMU, right? You went to SMU?
Yeah, I went to SMU.
You beat Dan Marino.
Went all the way off to SMU.
You beat Dan Marino.
We beat Dan Marino 7-3. It was quite the exciting
Marino.
game.
It was a very exciting game. I remember it. Lance
is one of the best
quarterbacks I've ever seen.
Well, thank you. It
Says
was,
Craig
good
Miller.
Offense. They're not doing it much now. Defenses have gotten a lot bigger, and
I know it's tough. You can't really run.
Tell
an
him I
option
was at the
offense.
tie against
You know, one of my
Arkansas
friends
in
was at the tie against
82,
Arkansas in
whenever,
82 or
81.
whenever it was, 81, somewhere in there. So that's pretty cool that I have that going on for me.
Well,
Tell him that was George.
Arkansas fans don't like to remember that game because there was apparently a questionable call at the end. But our goal was to either tie or win that game, which put us in the as conference champions.
Are SMU players making more now with NIL, or did he and his teammates make more?
Are SMU players making more now with NIL than you guys were back in the day when you were taking the payments under the table?
I believe the answer is yeah.
Don't you wish you had NIL? Like, what's your stance on that?
I think it's ruining college football, but
I'm going to mark that down as con, like you're against it.
It's it's just to manage what kids are needing or demanding nowadays. I read about that Florida quarterback that's suing, the university yesterday, and it's just a mess.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you. Well, thanks for your time, Lance. It's a pleasure to meet you.
I'm down here looking at this good-looking office building.
Isn't this a beautiful place?
It's awesome.
Yeah.
High sign.
Yeah, you know Brokaw, don't you?
I do.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's what I call him. I call him Brokaw. And I'll say hi to you real quick.
How are you?
I'm doing fine. You look a little stressed out.
Oh, I'm just trying to get a lift up the elevator.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Tell her you'll
high
take her.
security
Yeah,
around
I'll
here.
take you if you need. I've got a fob that gets me everywhere.
Really?
Not really,
a
but
golden
I'm.
ticket.
Huh?
A golden ticket.
A golden ticket. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
What's your name?
Anna Rossetti.
Okay, thank you, Anna. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
well, you want to throw it back to George and Craig? Say, here's George and Craig on the ticket.
Here's George and Craig with a ticket.
Okay, here we are with
Thank
the
you.
ticket. Thank you, Anna.
There was a time when the